You were in Above the Rim with Tupac.
Yeah, that's my guy.
You had a very, very close relationship with Pac.
That's my man. That's my guy. That was he was. What happened was, I knew Pac for a while because, like, okay, Omar was my best friend. Is my best friend, Omar Epps, and him, and my other best friend, Mitchell, were doing Juice.
Okay.
With Tupac.
Okay.
So I was come up from Howard to come to the set to hang out with them. So I met Pac that way.
Okay.
Then, when I moved to LA, me and Jada Pinkett became great friends.
Okay.
Jada Pinkett and Tupac went to the same school
Performing
together.
arts school, didn't
right. So we had like this clique of performing arts high school ghetto kids. And then I got the role of Boogaloo in Above the Rim. And I got to work with Pac. And we hung out, like, on set. We cracked up, we laughed the whole time. This man would go work all day, smoke his weed. You know, he always high. That trailer, we shared a trailer together. I swear, I had a
you got a contact?
Contact the whole time. It felt like I was living in a blunt. Like, that's how much smoke it was. And so we used to hang out, and then we laughed a lot together. We used to walk around the streets of New York. We laughed a lot because Pac was silly. Right? Pac was just like, he was a performing arts high school kid that of the ghetto. I'm the same way. I grew up in the projects.
Right.
Like, I'm a project Negro. All this Hollywood stuff, that's not what I know.
Right. You didn't come from that.
16 years of my life raised in the institution, pretty much. So we all got along. Me, him, Omar, and it was like when we all got together, we can all laugh like kids. All the pressure, all the gangster, no. We just all laugh. We hang out. You know, and Pac, he always gonna be his thug self. He was always had a bishop in him, but he was such a multifaceted dude. And if you watch our interviews, we have old interviews, I used to make him laugh all the time, and he'd be silly with me. And, you know, and it's crazy. I remember I saw Pac was performing. He invited me down to Glam Slam.
Okay.
And he was performing with Biggie. There's a picture with Tupac and Biggie. The only picture I think of them two together. And if you look in the corner, I'm sitting in the background twisting my hair. Now the irony is, I saw Tupac in Vegas at the Luxor 20 minutes before he got shot. We saw him. I seen Suge in all these cars and thugs and reds, and I was like, I turned white. I was like, we shouldn't go over there. We can just wave from here. Hi, Pac. Omar's like, nah, we gotta go say what's up, pay our respects. And Pac was a huge star at this time. And I was like, you sure? This sure looks like a lot of trouble over there. And so I go over there, give him a hug, we all talk, kick it for 5 minutes, and the BMW pulls up. And me, Omar, and Mitchell, we get in a cab. And we pull off. And I'll never forget the look on Tupac's face as we pulled off. He was kind of just like looking at us like.
Maybe I should get in the car with you?
He looked like, man, I miss that freedom. I miss that fun. And he was just in this chaos. There was something, a part of him that wished that, it was like the innocence. He could just go with the innocence.
Right.
And go with and so we left. And then 20 minutes later, we heard he got shot. And then I saw Biggie 20 minutes before he got shot. We're leaving a party. We're going down the escalator. Or we're going up the escalator. And he was like, or down, he was like, yo, I love your family. I love y'all. Y'all make me laugh, bro. All the stuff you do, my buddy. He was just bigging us up. And he had I forgot what he had on, maybe a Coochie sweater or whatever. And he was, you know, we was talking. He was like, I love you. Dap me up. Good seeing you. Continue success, blah, blah, blah. And I know, you know, Puff since college. Like, I know these brothers. I grew up in Hollywood. So we're leaving the party. I see him again, dap him up. My brother Keenan's in the party with me. He gets in his car. He has a drop top 500 Mercedes SL. I'm in my Range Rover, and we hear pop, pop, pop. Keenan's like, yo, go. And I remember his head as he went over the speed bump, and he pulled off. I went to go eat at Jerry's Deli. I'm friends with Tracy Lee, who was a rapper, and we was all eating over there, and we found out Big got shot. Went to the hospital, saw Puff and all them outside, or Mark Pitts, all those guys I knew, crying, and I saw Biggie 20 before he got shot.
Wow.
So 20 minutes after this interview, nigga, you may get shot.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. They got no guns.
You 55 Cent.
The Wayans Brothers show.
Yeah.
How do you guys get that picked up?
Well, Sean did a showcase for Warner Brothers and all these different places. He had a showcase at the Laugh Factory, and Warner Brothers wanted to sign him to a deal.
Okay.
So he goes to have the meeting, and I just had Mo Money come out. They said, what do you want to do? He goes, I always want to do a show with my brother Marlon. Right? And me and him was already working on the Wayans Brothers. And he was like, oh, Marlon from Mo Money and Lemon Cub? The two of you? Great. And so we started developing the show. It was David Lee and Leslie Simon, and we sat there and we created the show together. And then we got to NBC, we got to the table read. And they didn't want John Witherspoon. What? They didn't want him. They thought he was too ghetto. They thought that John was too country, that he was too Detroit. You know, that Detroit player, brother. You know, John has a very, distinct personality,
exactly.
Bro. He was very, John the ghetto. They didn't want him as our father. And me and Sean was like, we don't want no other father. And they was like, either you replace the father or you don't get on our air. And we said, we're not replacing the father. And so NBC didn't pick us up. So then we're nowhere. And then WB is being created, and they need a flagship show. And we did this pilot called Wayans Brothers. And they was like,
we'll take it.
We'll take it. And so me and Sean, with John, we said, you gotta take John Witherspoon, bet. And from there, the Wayans Brothers.
You do realize to be on network television, and the only thing that you had to do in order to get on network television was to change a character. You know how many people would have changed that one character?
Yeah. But we have a loyalty and we have instincts, and you gotta trust your instincts. Without John Witherspoon, Wayans Brothers, me and Sean is always gonna be funny, but you need a triangle offense.
You need that dad.
You need that triangle offense. That every time we threw John the ball, we knew that was
Curry.
We knew it. He stepped. Or Clay. We knew it every time, John, and we had the time of our lives. We laughed so much.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because we like to do something before two something.